I'm so sick of hearing people talk about first week sales in rap. It's like people care more about the numbers than the actual music. Every time somebody drops, instead of talking about how it sounds, we're checking charts like it defines how good the artist is. We've reached a point where rap fans treat artists like stock prices. When your numbers don't go up, people call you falling off before you can even prove yourself. It's created this pressure where artists start to create music to be safe and not to actually get better. And I'm getting really sick of this conversation. I want everybody to realize one thing. No other genre is always constantly numbers. And yes, other genres do have it easier, like country and pop, where they instantly get a lot of recognition no matter what's going on because of the amount of money pumped into it. But no other genre other than rap is so hands-on when it comes to what's charting and Billboard and numbers, to the point where even newer artists who drop amazing music don't get the chance to actually be given the shine that they deserve, because all we talk about is how much they sold first week. Fans are comparing 30K versus 100K versus 2K and acting like just that alone is what makes the artist good or not. And they literally attach it to the artist's personality, to who they are. And it's disgusting to me. It's hurting the culture because it kills the creativity in these artists. And we're not acknowledging it. We're just talking about first week sales this and first week sales that. Artists are chasing virality and streams and metrics instead of actually making good music. So every single time an artist drops and we're like, oh, this artist is dropping mid. Why in the hell do you think they are? It's because all we're doing is saying first week sales this, first week sales that. So they're dropping mid, and usually mid isn't bad. It's not amazing. It's mid because they don't know what to do. They're playing it safe, and we can't blame them for doing so. It's why the best albums don't last. It's why some artists don't get appreciated until years later. It's why some artists don't get appreciated at all. We have to think about albums like Pink Tape, Eternal Take, Rich Amiri's recent album, even Trippie Redd or Tekka's sales. Everybody goes straight for the sales numbers, and then we don't acknowledge the fact that the music itself actually might be solid. And when we finally do realize it, it either affected the artist mentally or literally within their label deal, or the artist just fell off to the public and never even got a chance to show what they've got. I want us to think about artists like Don Toliver or Lil Tecca, for example, where their first week sales are not amazing, but they're able to sell out shows, they're able to really feed their fans, and they keep their fan bases and their music alive without having huge first week sales numbers or huge numbers in general. A lot of people don't consider this fact when they look at underground new artists or rappers in general's first week sales. We need to talk about the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that first week numbers don't mean shit. They don't show how much people live with your music. Again, I want to use an example, Lil Tecca, for example, or even Sofego, where no, these artists are not selling hundreds of thousands of copies their first week. But if you put them in front of a stadium, I guarantee you, especially an artist like Lil Tecca right now, could really get that crowd moving and jumping. So those first week numbers don't mean as much when you give it that perspective. And then you got to look at things long term, where let's talk about an artist like a Tyler the Creator, for example, or even Don Toliver, where their first week numbers were never amazing, but long term they've become some of the most impactful artists of today. I'm done with it. I'm sick. We've got to stop treating rap and music like a scoreboard. It's pissing me off. And I have absolutely no clue why nobody's talking about it, but we need to stop talking about first week sales all the time for every single rapper, for every single underground artist. I'm done with it. Because numbers fade, but real music is what lasts more than 100,000 week first sales, you know? Like, Youngboy isn't doing amazing numbers compared to in the beginning of his career, but Youngboy is selling out every show that he performs at, and his fans will continue to go crazy. If it was me as an artist myself, I would rather sell 5K or 10K first week and be an artist who people still talk about and think about 10 years later, as opposed to selling 100K and then years later nobody's talking about me. Because there's a lot of artists that's happening with right now to this day, where they sold numbers. And Trippie Redd, I am a big fan of you, but I remember constant talk about numbers, and now he's not selling numbers as much. Now he's not in the conversation. Now he's trying to heat himself back up. And I don't think Trippie Redd has ever dropped bad music, in my opinion. I mean, he's dropped some songs that weren't my favorite, but as a fan of him, I can't sit here and say that he's dropped awful music. But what I can say is, now that the numbers isn't the big conversation, when all the conversation was for you was numbers, and now it's not that. Now people are looking at that as a way to judge you, as a way to critique you. And it became the conversation in rap in general for us to look at the numbers. Let's talk about an artist like Sofego, for example, where Sofego, people were clowning on him not only for his album Pink Hearts, but for the first week sales. But then he drops another project after that, Go Plus, and his fans were going crazy. The underground was going crazy. People in concert will really root for an artist like Sofego, even if he doesn't sell amazing numbers. So it's all to say that numbers aren't the main factor that we should be paying attention to. And I'm getting sick of this first week sales number conversation. Please let me know what you think about this topic. Do you believe that first week sales are important? Do you think that they matter, or should you or us or we just be focusing on the music itself? Because I think as soon as we start focusing on the music itself, things will carry on. The issue is that majority, especially the industry, people on X, people on Instagram, what keeps people on the platform is negativity. And a lot of the times when these artists aren't selling well, that is what's being put into the news. It's what's keeping people interested in the conversation in the first place. So I don't really know what to say about this. All I know is I myself am getting tired of this conversation. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you're new here, I make music myself. My name is willarmani. You can follow me on Instagram, willarmani with 2 eyes. Got more content coming the way for you. It's been your boy Willarmani. Stay positive.